Herzlich willkommen zu unserer 14. Ausgabe Chat with Funky Space. Ich freue mich sehr, hier wieder begrüßen zu dürfen. Bin sehr gespannt. Neben mir sitzt wie jedes Mal meine liebe Freundin Toni und ja, ich möchte mir hier einen Moment Zeit und Raum verschaffen, ein bisschen einen Vorausblick zu geben und gleichzeitig einen Blick zurück in die Zeit zu geben, hineinzuschauen. Wir haben dieses Jahr begonnen mit den Podcasts und ich möchte mich bedanken auch bei meiner lieben Freundin Toni für diese Gabe, die sie immer wieder aufs Neue schenkt. Im Augenblick merke ich bereits, ich möchte sie bereits mit Milady betiteln, weil ich einfach spüre und in der Tat, es ist wirklich ein Spüren und das möchte ich mit euch teilen. Es ist so eine Wärme, die herüberkommt in dem Moment, wo sie sich, ich sage mal, einchannelt und möchte auch mit euch weiterhin vieles teilen, was ich hier so erlebe. Zum einen auch dieses Moment von, dass wenn Milady zurückkommt, sie weiß tatsächlich nichts von all dem, was gesprochen wurde durch sie. Und ja, da bin ich auch schon, ich habe immer wieder den Eindruck, es spricht durch sie, es. Ich kann es nur so bezeichnen, so beschreiben und es ist so eine wunderbare Energie, so eine wunderbare Situation, die geschaffen wird, die spürbar ist im ganzen Raum, im ganzen Körper. Meine Seele ist jedes Mal so erfreut und ja, wenn ich zurückschaue auf dieses Jahr, auch mit Podcasten, es war wirklich ein Neubeginn für uns. Bin unsäglich dankbar für diese Gabe, für dieses Geschenk und habe gedacht, ich möchte dieses Bild, ein Bildnis aus der christlichen Geschichte, wir gehen jetzt dann bald ein in die Adventszeit, adveniere, wenn man so will, ankommen, hinkommen, sich nähern, hereinbrechen, ausbrechen, eintreten, auch zufallen. Es ist ein Bildnis von Fra Angelico. Es war ein Maler. Er war ein Maler aus der Zeit der Renaissance und hat diesen Verkündigungsengel so auf eine wunderbare Art und Weise ich sag mal, in die Welt geschenkt als Bildnis. Ich denke, vielen von euch ist das bekannt, dieses Bildnis, diese Lilie, dieser Engel der werdenden Mutter Maria überreicht oder übergeben möchte. Gerade in diesem Augenblick ist es wirklich wie ein heiliges Momentum. Und mit diesem Bildnis, möchte ich wirklich eintreten in diesen, ich sag mal, letzten Podcast in diesem Jahr 2023 und die Frage, wie offen aufblühen lassen, wie ein Kelch, eine Lilie.
Hallo,
offen stellen, und fragen, was da so uns auch entgegenkommen möchte.
Hello and welcome. Welcome to your podcast and welcome to our news, our good news also, but we have also some, let me say, speaking outs which we want to tell and which we want also to bring you as a good news, but to bring you also hope and to bring you also freedom to the world. So we talk a lot this year. We talked a lot about what happens and what is going on in the world, also about natural events that are really increasing in your world, You can see, you can read it. You can feel it also, the earthquakes and also the volcanic ashes, which will show up. It's like a new beginning also for the earth itself. It's not just, for humanity, but it's also for the earth. It's a renewing of the energy of the earth. So what happens now in the upcoming days, weeks and months, you need to understand that you as human beings, you ignored often the times, you ignored, when animals died, you ignored that people wanted to have peace and still want to have peace, but you ignored so many messages, you ignored so many calling from countries, calling from people of many countries, like right now, what is going on. It's a calling, people want to live in freedom. So what happens now, because some organization, and not only politics, but some organization, they don't want freedom, they just want to ignore that word, they want to ignore, a regular, normal life, and a human being satisfaction life for many human beings. They want to ignore that. They prefer just to bring bombs. They prefer to bring death. They prefer to bring arms, and weapons. And what does the world, what does the earth do in that case? They start to rebel, because it's the earth itself, it's like an organ. I need to say it like that. When a human being is sick, the organ starts to get, they have informal messages, and so the people and the cells get sick. And the earth is doing the same thing. So now what is happening, with the earthquakes, with the many water problems which the world will have, and also the volcanic ashes is the organs of the world are telling you something. And it is, for that time in the year where many people also wants to go to vacation, many people feel also that this is a special time. Yes, it is a special time, but think back in all the last years, you had so many earth problems, natural problems during that time, and it was always a wake-up call from the earth, from the organs of the earth, if I can call it like that, to show you you are doing a lot of things up in the earth, but also down in the earth, in the inside, in the inner circle of the earth. The earth is sick. And what's coming and showing up now, it's the sickness of the world, of the earth, of the planet Earth. And so it is, the sickness which is coming out. It's like a body when you have fever. Fever heals the body, fever heals the organs, fever heals the human being. And now it's starting the same thing with the earth. So all these natural events which are showing up, it's a healing also for the earth, for the planet Earth. And as we talked already in many sessions and talks, the earth is now starting the healing lesson. And the healing lesson shows also, the healing lesson for the world, and also for the human beings, and also for the people, and for the evolution of the earth. So what happens now in the upcoming weeks and months, you need to understand that it's, and also we talked about mathematics, so it is so clear for us that it will just be a very big renewing. It is a time where people can start also to rethink, their own lives. And we talked also last time that you can decide on which side and in which direction you want to go forward. Right now, let me say what we can see, mathematically, is that many countries want to build up more weapons, want to bring more weapons to countries and make more wars than ever. And just to hold that back, You know, you need to understand what we want to say with that, to hold that back, that this is happening. We just, you know, shake through the world and shake through the nature. So that you can understand that the healing of the world is also something, because it is the human beings are going to a point where they want to delete humanity. So many organizations want to delete humanity. But what we do now is just, you know, it's the evolution of the world that this doesn't happen. Because we talked many times, we told already that you can decide, and many populations are starting, they want to have freedom in the world. They want to have peace, and they want to go on, but they know that they have to do something different. But you need to understand that governments, they need money, they want to have the power of all that, and nature is taking the power of those countries. So don't be afraid if you just see that things are showing up now on an unnatural way, that things are happening in an unnatural way, that people can really rethink, you know, their own doings. And this is what, you know, is a gift. So we are starting, or you're starting in your world, having, you know, a time of parties, you know, you're going towards the end of the year, you're going towards Christmas, and now everybody is just consuming and buying a lot of presents for other people. That's a nice gesture, but you never buy let me say a gift or a present for the earth, you know. So old tribes in your world, they are still giving a benefit to the earth, that they have food and water. But today, you know, the human beings are not doing that at all. They are just thinking, you know, in consumption. And consumption is something, you know, if the earth is not giving you, you know, all that power that you can build up things, and also all the, let me say, prime material. You think that prime material is something that it's just ongoing in the world, that you just can producing with this material, and that you can destroy the world and the earth much more than ever. And now the earth is rebelling. And this is, and I'm sorry to say it like that, you know, also a present for the upcoming generation. And the present for the upcoming generation is that they have a natural world again, that they have, you know, a world where they have still food, I need to say it like that, where they have still water, and where also animals can be and live, you know, and also human beings. And as I told already in one registration, in one session, that the population will not increase in the upcoming years and decades. It will be less, you know. What happens right now in the world, that's the let me say, that number of population will never be again in your world, because the world will renewing itself and the place will be different. So if you think that governments, when you're talking about having a democratic state and having money, it doesn't help, you know, for the future, because the world has its own chances and own mathematical terms to renew itself. So it's not a renewing of politics. It needs to be done completely different. And also the younger generation in the future, they don't want the politics that you have now. So it is also like a past. It is what is going on now in the upcoming weeks and months and years. It's really a renewing of everything. And this is the present, you know. It's the present also for the world. It sounds very dramatic. It sounds like it would be like something just not understandable. But you need also to understand that in all the evolution steps from the Earth, planet Earth was never like it was now the last millions of years, but millions years ago, planet Earth was completely different. You know, you had not that much countries, you didn't have that much trees. It was completely different. You had cold periods, you had warm periods, you had more water, and you had less islands, and all that will transform now in the upcoming years, and it will transform, but for the benefits for the new generation. So if the generation living right now on Earth, not all, but I don't want to take and give numbers and just telling it, it's from the age of this age and that age. It is completely different, and this is the present, and I need to say it as, and you have to look it also as a present, that it is a present for, I would really say, for the wealthy planet Earth. And wealthy planet Earth is not the money pocket. Yeah. From an organization, from a country, or from families, or even banks or something like that. It's the benefits and the wealthy, let me say, lifestyle of the natural, of the nature. In the world, and of the nature of animals, and the nature also for human beings. And also this will just make also human beings recognize that the world can be a very, very wonderful place, but without all these tremendous people, I need to say it like that, speaking out war, and speaking out for weapons, and speaking out for destroying the world and human beings.
Ja, ich verstehe sie, es ist eine Gabe, ein Geschenk an die Menschheit, aber eben auch an den Planeten Erde.
Yes.
Und die Erde war immer ein lebendiger Organismus.
Exactly.
Und Sie sprechen davon, dass er ja heute krank geworden ist, erkrankt ist und alles langsam eben heraus muss, also dass die Erde, Sie sprechen von rebelliert, dass die in Rebellion geht, damit dieser gesunde Organismus wieder sich findet, eben sich auch erneuert. Ich meine, wir sprechen hier überall, auch in den Zeitungen, in den Medien liest man es von Welterneuerung, Evolutionsschritten, die wir im Moment durchgehen. Es ist einiges sich im Tun, und ich habe den Eindruck, es handelt auch von all dem, dass wir uns immer wieder besinnen auf das Alte, und im Grunde geht es darum, das Alte Erlernte auch wieder zu lösen, also loszulassen. Wir dürfen wirklich auch mit uns selbst als Menschheit, als einzelner Mensch, dürfen wir Erneuerung eingehen, mutig sein, für das wirklich einzustehen, was wir empfinden. Und das scheint mir so ein Krankheitszeichen, Anzeichen.
Exactly. Because the benefits of the world right now, it is when we look at the world, and I need to say it like, looking down, I don't like to tell and say the word which I used always in the past, but I'm really seeing that people are also starting, with their consciousness. So the more consciousness is there, the better you will live in the future. So the more you talk about consciousness, also with your friends, and you see it as a gift that you have, that it's not something which is worse, it's something so beautiful that you're open, and that that you just feel also your open heart, and that you go with an open heart through the world, and that you give love and peace. This is the best thing you can do. People always are looking, just for beneficial steps and consumption. But consumption doesn't open the heart, and doesn't give, benefits for others. Maybe you can think, well, if I buy that, another family has a very great, how you call it, they have, by the end of the month, they have a little bit of money that they can have food. But it shouldn't be like that, because this organization are just looking for their well-being, not for the family. And there are many organizations, they just push this during this Christmas time, and we are not saying don't help them, but give them a different help, because this is just also giving them hope and food. It's beneficial, it's nice, but with all these steps of consumption, you're also increasing, let me say, that more families are, how I should say that more families are also not having food because you're just bringing food and water and money to some families, and all the others, what's with all the others? And just in some countries, because you can just produce cheap in a country, and what's with all the others family also in their own country where you're living. So it is like, looking and making, and I really need to say it, propaganda for just their own benefits.
Richtig, es ist Egoismus, der sich da darlebt.
Exactly. And it's not, beneficial for other countries and other families. So if you're just ignoring also other countries and other families, now everybody can say, well, I am in the world, but I can't just think and pay for all the others. And now it's starting, and that's why I'm saying that, it's starting, let me say, and I really need to say it like that. Excuse me.
Yeah.
A revolution of planet Earth that people needs to share. So it is not, if you want to share, you need to share.
Yeah.
And this
Eine
is
Notwendigkeit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is something that people and governments, and I need to say very clearly that democratic states and states which sought to have a lot of money starts to lose a lot of money, because it was always so, they defined themselves only by money and power, and now everything starts just to shaking through like an earthquake. And now it's that people needs to share, and it's not just a thinking of I could and I prefer just to buy this and this and this by the end of the month. Now people needs to share things, even families which never thought that things can happen that way needs to share, and I'm talking about many places, many governments and many families which are more than rich in your world. They really need to share things, because if their house is gone, where are they going?
Ja, eben, da kaum kommen sie auch in ihre Notwendigkeit.
Exactly. And that's what will show up very, very much now in the upcoming months and years. So being rich doesn't mean that you can ignore, life of the poor ones, because it is like a throwing back also of those families. And this is like now what we want to say. If you start already now to really think also on those families, and to share also love with them, and love and peace, this is something that it's we can see that, as I told you, we can see, we know the mathematics. So this is the big step of hope that you can give also to other families, to other countries, to other families, to other children, to others.
Das ist das, was wir tun können.
Yes,
tatsächlich.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing it, it's needed that you're doing it in the future, because nature will just show you the step. I'm so sorry to say it like that.
Ja. Yes. Nein, ich kann das sehr gut hören. Im Grunde genommen, Sie sprachen auch von dem Bewusstsein, also dass das Bewusstsein von uns Menschen geschult wird, sage ich mal. Und jetzt in diese Adventszeit hinein, wir lieben es auch, Kerzen anzuzünden, in die dunkle Jahreszeit hinein. Und es ist wie ein Sinnbild für das Bewusstsein.
It is in
dieses
your
Licht,
country, in
genau,
your region.
Richtig.
In other
aber dieses Licht,
summer,
so ist, aber dieses Licht überhaupt zu entzünden in dem Dunkeln,
exactly.
Als Sinnbild auch dazu, Licht hineinzubringen in das Dunkle. Und das kann ja auch das nicht bewohnte oder ignorierte in mir sein.
Exactly, yes.
Und dadurch, dass wir dieses Bewusstsein auch schulen, entzünden sich auch mehr Lichter.
Exactly.
Sprich, Sie sprachen von der Notwendigkeit, dass wir teilen. Es wird nicht nur schön sein, dass wir teilen können, sondern es wird notwendig sein.
And this is the message. This is the message today, yes. And it's also the message for that we don't have years up here. We don't have we don't have times. We don't have hours. But it's
diese zyklischen
But it's the time on earth which will bring this, let me say, new revolution step of planet Earth. And it's so necessary that it's really going forward, even if many people are not even thinking, not 1 second for that or in that, but it's so beneficial for the upcoming, let me say, generation. And many will say, I'm living now and I want to have this, and they are really still ongoing in their egoistic steps. But all those people and all those countries, I really say it's a very big learning lesson which they have to go through during that period, But it gives them also, we want to bring hope also for the world. It's not just that we say the world is destroying itself. It is, on one hand, but there are still a lot of, let me say, people which want and work for freedom, and this is so beneficial also for them, that they know that they are also involved in this process.
Ja. Ich möchte nochmal zurück auch auf diese Aussprache Wasser und die Vulkanasche. Es sind ja archaische Bilder, die sie uns jetzt da in Worten mitteilen. Das Wasser als solches, also wenn man den Planeten Erde, diesen lebendigen Organismus anschaut, wie unterschiedlich das Wasser auch in den Höhen immer gewesen ist. Und jetzt aber auch, Sie sprechen auch von schwereren Überflutungen, sage ich mal, bis hin, dass auch gewisse Landstriche untergehen werden. Das hatten Sie auch in vorangegangenen Podcasts erzählt. In dieser Kombination mit der Vulkanasche, die Atmosphäre wie in einen Dunst hüllt und uns nicht mehr orientieren lässt, oder? Exactly. Sprich auch gewisse ich kann mir vorstellen, ganze Landstreifen überdeckt. Also in Schutt und Asche.
And also many mountains will be very dark, because you need to understand that what's coming and showing up now in the upcoming months and years will be, I need to say it like that, geographically the world will be different, and so much different. So now people, and I know that you don't like that word, that when I just, I'm laughing, or we are laughing about scientists in your world, you just think that because it was like that, and you just have all your numbers, and you just have all your pictures, and you can think maybe it's this step, and you're talking about, but you're never thinking about a completely new geographic world. This is something which people they don't have that in mind.
Ja, wir beziehen uns auf alte messbare
Exactly, and you're never
Daten.
looking forward to what can happen and how it will happen, and you think that even then you can just make and count of your computers, and we are just laughing about that, because no computers will work when things like that happen, and not even afterwards. So it is like a reorganization that you need to undergo in your world as well. So how it was until now, and it's not to make people afraid about something, but it's also to tell them, look back in many eras and years and decades of the world's existing. So many tribes and people and population have gone, so many territory has gone, so many other animals has gone. So exactly. So what is happening now? It's a big evolution step, and you are all in that. So many countries, especially European countries, are asking themselves why they don't have that much babies, showing up in the world. Babies, we need to say and call it like that, they are energetic, mathematical energies, You have a body, but it's mathematical energies. We are just talking about that, and they don't like to calm down on this planet or on your planet Earth with all this, let me say, of the world performance in destroying the world. They are just showing up when, you know, all these steps are gone. But that takes time. That takes time. So if people are looking, you know, that having a family or build up a family and having babies is something just for the money pocket, and you know, discussions that you have in your world, why it's not coming and showing up, and why women are not getting pregnant. It's also because those kind of energy souls, they don't want to live right now on your earth. And also many elderly people will, well, not only elderly people, it is really also that energies don't want to be there anymore. And when we talk about human beings, you know, we don't see a face. We can't see faces, but we see the energetic body. We see if we can feel that in mathematics, if a person is healthy or it's you know, they have health problems. We can see everything because it's like it's an information that we just split up in many different other informations that you are not able to in your world. And so we see things, or we can feel things which are impossible for human beings. Even if you think that you have many great how you call it, instruments, you know, even if somebody is sick, you have all these instruments, and you think to know everything about human beings, but this is not even a part of what we know. So you need to understand that we can see the whole thing in the whole organism of the world. So we can see, and that's what I want to talk also right now. You know, when people are in your world, a scientist would really work more with us, you know, they would have much more information for many things. But that will be the next step on Earth, because scientists with their knowledge, like you have it right now on Earth, will disappear, because their knowledge will disappear, because the world will get a renovation. So all this information that you have, and I'm sorry to say it like that, in your books or in your computers, without electricity, everything is gone. This is also the next step, that all this, let me say, old information, or it's like it's a deleting state also, which the Earth is
das
going
bezeichnet
in.
das. Ja, es ist wirklich ein Deleten, ein Löschen von all dem, was in den letzten
hundreds of millions of years.
Richtig. Jahrhunderten wirklich auch hochgearbeitet wurde. Und ich möchte anknüpfen an meine Aussage von vorhin, also dieses auch in sich zu bedenken, wie stark wir und wie starr wir uns orientieren an dem, was wir erlernt und erfahren haben.
And
Gleichzeitig geht es immer weiter. Der natürliche Organismus geht weiter. Und auch noch ein Dank zwischendurch wirklich an diese Äußerung, wie sie das menschliche Wesen oder auch den Planeten Erden von ihrer Warte aus, möchte ich sagen, betrachten, also was sie wirklich sehen als gesamtes, ich sag mal, Kunstwerk, Energiekunstwerk.
Exactly.
Und das hilft uns in unserem begrenzten Wahrnehmungsverhältnis, das ein bisschen wie zu erahnen, wie sie da in ihrer Kraft draufschauen.
Yes, because we see the whole thing. We see how big, you know, everything is, and everything. Now you can say what is everything, but you can never understand as a human being what we mean with everything, because you are so small and you're thinking only with your brain, with your computers. But the universe and the energy and the whole organism of the world is with millions and billions of information that you can't put that, in one computer, and not even a head. Even if you're thinking that in your world, you can have organizations just putting all this information in computers, just forget it, because the time will just show up where everything will be deleted on a natural way. Yeah. And I'm so sorry to say for all your work, but you have to understand that because right now you have this time, you are living in a time period where you just get all that. It doesn't mean that you have it in 5 or 10 years.
Ja, richtig. Ja.
And in the future in general, yes.
Ja, dahingegen möchte ich auch noch Sie so um doch etwas Zeitangabe anfragen und andersrum auch auch nochmal zum Ausdruck bringen, dass immer wieder in Chaoszeiten zu leben eigentlich etwas sehr Besonderes ist. In dem Entwicklungszustand, im Status Nescendi per se zu sein, dass wir Menschen, die wir im Moment da sind, da auch wie eine besondere Aufgabe wohl ergriffen haben, wann auch immer.
Also, you need to understand how we describe human beings. Well, we take also this word of Stone Ages,
Ja, richtig.
And you need to understand that living in a body which is flesh and blood and bones, needs to have an energy box, and you call it your heart. But this energy box is not functioning if it's not, let me say, touched by energy. So everything which is ongoing in your body is an evolution of energy, but it's not the energy which you have in your world, electricity. It's completely something so for your world it's not to describe, because you can't understand that kind of energy. And this is, what is in your world. So if you have a nice body and you are going to the gym, and if you dress yourself very nicely, it doesn't mean anything for us, because we can see just this energetic, let me say, power. It's like a battery. We can see the battery. And we are working with the batteries, so we can see, where the batteries and what they are doing and how they are doing things in your world. And this is mathematics for us, but you can never see that, because you are not, you kind of human beings is not, the evolution is still not on the brain of your humans. Milady can do it because she can just transfer these mathematical terms into it's just like our, let me say, leading person in human being, that she can transform these mathematical terms in your words, and others can't do that because they can't feel that. It's impossible. And what I mean with batteries, so we see, where and when and what time batteries are just, let me say, shut up, it's like when you just, we can see that. So it doesn't matter if, this battery is in an animal or in a tree or in a house or there are many people. We just see the shutdown of this battery, and so we can see and mathematically what happens in the world. But we can see also an earthquake, because all these terms of what you have in your world are like little batteries for us, so we can see, the power and what that does that means. But you can see that, so we know, about which in what time things are showing up and happening, and that's why we are saying also that human beings, we want that you share love in your world, and this battery should be more should have more power in love. But what we see also is that these batteries are low and they don't want to show love, and that's why all these wars has been in your world and have been done and gone on and still are going in your world. And we want just also to say that the more light this battery have, the more love they show to the world and to humanity and also to planet Earth. But it's still not that much, and that's why we can see where and in which region and where things are happening. So to describe, how we function in our world and what we can see from your world. Yes. And to say, and also your question, you were questioning about, or you had this question about where and the time where things are happening. So if I say and tell you about countries, people maybe are starting to be so much afraid and also angry because they can't imagine that things can happen in those places. What I can say that to say very clear that every country, and it doesn't mean if it's a big country or a small country, or it's a wealthy state, or it's a democratic state, or they are living rich people, or every country in your world will have a lot of deletes and shot up of these batteries.
Ist das zeitlich noch in diesem Jahr?
No, this
2023?
No. Well, it will start.
Eben. Also teilweise startet das ja auch durch diese Kriegssituation jetzt
not
schon.
Not only that.
Ja, richtig. Aber um noch ein bisschen so diesen Blick wirklich, ich versuche ihn noch in die Zeit hinein zu bringen, nachdem ich auch anfangs von diesem Podcast mich so besonnen habe. Wir haben wirklich dieses Jahr begonnen mit diesen Podcasts und ich möchte es auch Ihnen nochmal ausdrücken, was ein dankbares Gefühl ich in mir trage, dass wir das so miteinander auch in die Welt hineinbringen können, zu den Zuhörern.
Exactly, we are happy about that, and and you want to share it, with other people, and you want to share it, and we know that, podcasting, it's something which is going on with energy, and that you can transform this energy and these words now, to people, and that they can hear it.
Richtig,
and we talked
dass wir das dürfen.
Yes, and we talked also, in private about things which will happen, because when people can travel or travel differently, so sometimes people need just to take a very big boat, because planes are they can't fly. So you need to understand that just go back in 100 years ago, just to go from one continent to the others, you needed 3 weeks, and now you're just doing it in a few hours, and all that will disappear. And even if you're thinking that energy and all these levels of how you can travel in the future faster and bigger and all that.
Das, was wir in den letzten 100 Jahren nur schon gelernt haben.
Not for you as human beings. It's impossible that you can do that, because you have not the knowledge and not the body and not this battery of light that you can do that. That's what we want to say as well. So all that will be completely different. And in all that, I want to say that through all this, let me say, reorganization and this revolution of planet Earth, everything in the world, and that's why all countries are involved in that, will get so much slower. And with getting so much slower, forget what you had now until now. That's what we want to say as well.
Was bedeutet das? langsamer werden in dem Sinn?
Yeah. Well, you need to understand that for you in your world it was so normal that you go to work and you work your hours and then you go back home, and maybe you had also free and spare time, and you had a lot of hobbies and all things like that. Now things are changing, and you need to understand that food is not something that you just can have and go and buy in the food market. Problems of water will just it needs a reorganization that you can take even a shower. So things are getting slower. So it's not, the lifestyle you had. But look at all the tribes and all countries which they never had that, For them it's so normal. Yeah. But for all those countries which are just thinking that things are going on like it was, that will be very, very difficult. And you need to understand, volcanic ashes, it's not just something which is showing up in the country where a volcanic is. No. And that will cause a lot of problems as well. And I really need to say, all your scientists are not prepared for that. So it doesn't mean, if somebody has a title that he can ignore the natural steps.
Nein, ich denke.
And that's why people need to share again. That's what we wanted to say, And this is a present also that humanity and love is coming back to the world and to the planet Earth and to the people and population. It is a very big changement as well, but we don't want to make people afraid, because it's something so natural. It was always like that in the world, and because you have just a different time right now for about 200 years, it doesn't mean that times are not coming back again.
Ja, wir sind etabliert und wir fühlen uns sicher in dem, wie wir es kennen und gewohnt sind. Aber ich denke, wenn ich Ihren Worten so lausche, dann geht es viel mehr in eine besinnliche Zeit, in eine Besinnung, in dieses überhaupt sich Gedanken machen über den ganz einfachen Tagesablauf, die Dinge, die uns zur Verfügung stehen, wie das fließende Wasser aus dem Wasserhahn, die warme Wohnung oder das warme Haus.
And also the countries, you need to understand that right now you're really as human beings, you're ignoring all the steps of people which are, let me say, prosecute in their own country. I need to say it like that, which need to just take a difficult route to just go on and living in peace. And you are always say, well, not you personally, but many countries are thinking that they don't want that in the future, but think about that all those people in all those countries will and have to do these steps also for themselves in the future. Because like you see the countries right now, even to give and to have, it will just be different in the future as well. So it's like an upcoming, I need to say, because of the reorganization and revolution of planet Earth, I need to call it like that, people from wealthy country need to live in different countries also. And it's not, the money which will just bring you to another country. So don't think that because you have money you can live somewhere where you prefer to live.
Wo man es sich auch leisten kann.
Where you need to live. And need, I mean, with where you can also stay, and that's not only peace, because peace is something, but if you don't have water and food, it doesn't help you to have money and just to think that, I need to say it like that, just look back in your history books when and where people went and which route they took, to live in other countries. And because also of ice, because of water, because of not having food, because of everything. So these times are just coming back in a different time and with different animals. But it's coming back,
Was heißt mit anderen Tieren?
Well, you know, it's not time that you have dinosaurs again and mammoths, because you know every time period in your world gave also a life to a certain kind of animals.
Yeah.
So this is, but you will have new animals, because also this kind of evolution will just bring also other animals in the world. But I need also to say that human beings are sinking, because many people got very old right now. You know, you have people just get 100 and more years. Forget that in the future. Sorry to say it like that. The new generation of human beings is not made for that, but that's good. That's why also we told, you know, you will never have again so many human beings in the world like now, and it will disappear very soon, you know, because as we told also, you don't have that many babies and new human beings. They don't want to show up, and it will never be like that. And the world will be smaller also, and smaller in the meaning of water will be more than earth.
Oh yeah,
and more islands than what you have right now, and Europe will have completely new form, if I can say it like that. But even if you're thinking that can be something so not normal, that I can say that, you know, those people living right now will not enjoy that kind of new form.
Ja. Aber zum einen können wir uns es tatsächlich nicht vorstellen, und zum anderen bedeutet es ja auch Not, immer gleichzeitig eben die Not. And
the world will be more splitted up, you know. You have now a lot of continents, and well, if you look back and all those scientists which learned about, you know, the world and the construction of the earth, and you know, all this and geology will be completely different, yes. And also, what, you know, cold periods and also ice periods and also warm periods, and as I told also once, that African countries will be completely renewed in their energy, and I need to call it like that, say it like that, that they will have much more green fields and water that you can even imagine. So you need to understand that the evolution steps also of these volcanic ashes, of this new territory, will also bring different things to people, so that going to other continents, and the continents will be completely different. So it is a lot ongoing now. It is a lot ongoing, but this it's like, you know, the world was always transforming itself.
Richtig.
But now it comes really a big step again.
Und können Sie da uns so ein bisschen zeitlich auch einen Rahmen geben?
I don't want to. I don't want to, because you need to understand that many people in the world which are right now living in the world are not there in 5 years. So it is really a big changement, yes.
Das ist eine starke Aussage. Allerdings, wir leben und lebten immer als menschliche Spezies auf diesem Planeten Erde gemeinsam, und ich denke, dieser Appell, möchte ich fast aussprechen, ist wirklich dieses Gemeinschaftliche.
And we want to have, well, not we want to have that back, the mathematics wants to have that back, even if for you in your world is something so completely not thinkable, you know, you can't think about something like that. But to destroy a planet Earth, you know, like you're doing it right now as human beings, involves also that planet Earth. The Earth itself is just really recognizing also your faults which you're doing, and also you're not loving planet Earth, and also you're not be respectful for planet Earth, and now it's just rebelling, and this rebelling is a big step that it has also the conclusion that many people will not be there anymore, for sure. And it's and it has nothing to do with a democratic state or with having money. We want to be so clear that, you know, don't think that you are somewhere safe where you think that you have been safe in the past.
Ja. Ja, was...
Yes, planet Earth is speaking out, let me say it like that.
Ja.
Planet Earth is speaking out, yes.
In seiner Weise, in dem Sinn. Ja.
And it has a very big word and a powerful word to say, yes, in the upcoming months and weeks and years, yes.
Yeah.
And yes, and it is also a stepping forward, for, as we always told the new generation, but don't think that all those people living right now on Earth or the new generation of the world, ja.
Ja, ja, es geht weiter, kann ich nur dazu sagen, ja. Ja, das ist wirklich die auch so erfreuliche Nachricht. Es geht immer weiter und die Frage an uns Menschen ist, wie verbinden wir uns damit, wie teilen wir miteinander und was lassen wir ziehen, was lassen wir gehen. Wie können wir gesunden?
Yeah. I need also to say that many human beings don't want to undergo these learning steps. That's why also so many will not be there anymore. Because you need always to understand human beings. You're showing up as a baby, you're showing up, you bring light to the world. But when this battery has just no power anymore, it just wants to leave the world. And we can see that. That's why we see that also so many batteries will not having and living this transforming time. And that's why we can see also that the population, as we always told, it will not increase in the upcoming years. It will not increase. We talked also about that. So don't think that, all your beneficial steps which you are thinking to do right now, and also you're thinking completely different as the mathematics will tell you. And that's a new big step for you as human beings to understand that. So we can see a lot of things which we really love about it, because you are thinking that with money you can just have a lot of things going on in the future which will be so normal until it was now. But money will not bring you food on your table if you have no land to just even put a seed. That you can just that something is growing up, and not in those countries you always thought. So it will change a lot. But it's also what we want to say with that is that the evolution has always been there. It doesn't care if human beings like it or not.
Das ist...
It's much bigger than you even can think about it. Yes. And that's what we want to say and share also with you. Now you can say, oh, that makes me afraid. But the more you open up and the more you share and the more you are beneficial for the world and not only for yourself as an egoistic person, you have, let me say, I don't want to say big chances, because it is,
it's kind of challenge.
It's a challenge for the whole world.
Ja, das ist es. Aber nicht im Einzelnen, sondern nicht... Wenn ich mehr gebe, bekomme ich mehr.
Yes, so just don't think like that. Yes,
Sondern es geht wirklich darum, dieses Licht, das ewige Leben in einem auch zu entzünden, anzuzünden, leuchten zu lassen.
The battery, yes. But we sense, and I want to come to an end, of all that it is a time where you really can think so much of what is going on, because people start to rethink their life. We can see that. And it's up to you if you want to show up and just increase the light of your battery, if I want to say it like that. And that's not, live longer and a life time which is ongoing 250 years. So it's not that. It's the light of love, and it's not the light of getting old and rich. So it's the light of love, and this is what we want to share with you. That the period now coming down in your earth for many countries, and it doesn't matter. That's why we are just really making a big question mark about your religion. wars which you're having on your earth, and these steps of just killing people without thinking what you're doing. And we talked last time about the mirrors that we will bring you down, and we are still thinking that some people still can change, and that's what you're not thinking, but we can see that. But the thing is that planet Earth have to show up with revolution, and what we talk today, with these steps of revolution of the planet, that you can rethink your lives. Very necessary.
Lichtvolle Gedanken, die Sie hier mit uns geteilt haben.
Now you can say, well, how and what you can send, you're just energy and you are somewhere. But the thing is that we can see and know much more than you even can imagine. And we are so much more further on in times, and we know all the mathematics that you even can't imagine. What transformation time you are going through, but in all that we also are there for you, in, let me say, in bringing you also hope and peace if you want to have it. This is, the big clue. Do you want to have peace and hope for humanity, or you want to have it different? This is the last word I want to say in your ear, because we don't have ears. And this is what we really want to share also with you and with humanity, and human beings.
Ich danke Ihnen für diese wirklich lichtvollen Gedanken, die Sie uns da entgegentragen, entgegenbringen. Es ist ein friedlicher Gedanke. Der Grundgedanke ist den Frieden. Genau. Das ist
and peace,
richtig. Es ist das, was Sie an Gestus durch alle Ihre Worte hier hinüber schwingen lassen, scheinen lassen, leuchten lassen. Ich danke Ihnen
Thank
für
you
Ihr
so
Dasein.
much. Thank you so much that we have the possibility to share, this information also with the world, and that also Milady and you're doing a lot, to transform the mathematics in words, and to bring, this opportunity also to the world to rethink, and to know that we know that there is something bigger than them, and bigger as scientists work, and also governments and politicians which are not thinking about something in a very truthful way, and that makes us also like telling what we have to tell you.
So schön.
So thank you very, very much for this opportunity, and be blessed. Down there. Thank you so much.
So glückliches Dasein.
Thank you so much. Bye.